Hi, welcome back to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie. I'm your guide into the world of Chinese. And we learned something about determination yesterday that talks about this unfortunate drowning incident and this demigod's daughter turned into a bird and used the rest of the bird's life, the afterlife, after human life, to fill up the ocean. I call it incremental revenge. So there we go. And this is commitment to revenge. And there is another type of commitment, which is commitment to love. Okay, here. Here, 山盟海誓. 山盟海誓. Okay, we have the mountain here, the mountain, and we have the ocean here, or the sea. Two all-powerful images of saying something more eternal than you. So humans, we come and go, but Shan and Hai are this environmental existence that's go way beyond our lifetime, right? So this type of commitment is comparable to in the Western culture in America. Like I see people get married and in church and swear in front of God that no matter, fortunate or unfortunate, health or ill health, health, we are going to be committed to this relationship, to this bond, right? It's the bond made in front of God. But over here is another type of bond making ceremony kind of thing that you swear in front of the mountain and the sea, something larger than your own life. So the mountain and the sea, simply larger than life object to swear it to. And then meng and the shi are the two kind of swearing. Not in a negative swearing, right? It's a commitment, dedication, promise. So meng is more like a contract or pact forming. So when we say European Union, right? In Chinese, we translate it into Omeng. So O is European, Meng is union. So you form a contract between multiple parties. That's the Meng. The word, wow. Okay, this is a very ceremonial background word that the sound maker is Ming, is a sound, but you have the sun. Look at how the sun was depicted when it was curvier, the language before it became a rectangular form. The sun and the moon, doesn't it look just like the sun and moon? So sun and the moon are also objects that's way beyond your lifetime. So that's something good to swear it to, right? So you promise to the sun and the moon. And then there is this structure that is the container, ancient times, mostly like a metal, highly decorated metal that's used in such ceremonies when you're forming this contract, bonding with somebody in a formal way. I guess back then there was no court or legal documents to sign into to say you're in contract with somebody. So in this big it's kind of like a lifetime commitment, right? I don't think there's expiration date either. So it's not the contract in our modern sense, but this is the way done before. Like if you want to form a strong contract with somebody, you are going to swear in front of the sun and moon and probably drink, or I don't know, like in Dune's movie, right? There were human sacrifice, the blood flowing into a container, and then there were these people distributing this blood and having this thing in front of the forehead. So that's a similar kind of contract making ceremony to let you swear in. This people say it's a sacrifice, like animal sacrifice, so blood involved. You have this container hold that blood. People either drink from it or get this thing from it or something related to it, to means that you have almost like a blood tie to it. It's that kind of strong bonding. So that's 盟. 誓. Okay, so we have the sound maker on the top. That have nothing to sound like a 誓. It's 折 is the sound, but the bottom is the meaning maker. That means verbal or words. It could be written or spoken, but this simply means by word. So by word, you promise something. It's like you agree to something and you verbalize it in some form. So that's 誓. So when we say 发誓, 发 we learned in the 一发不可收拾, right? 发 means triggered or shoot out. And 发誓 simply means enact, like act. This 誓 is kind of swearing. I don't know like what's the hand gesture for swearing back then, but it's the whole thing is very ceremonial. You have the shan, mountain, and the sea to witness that you are swearing into this relationship, this contract you're making in this kind of bloody involved binding process, and also your verbal commitment to it. So the whole scenery depicts one thing that in our modern Chinese use is mostly about the romantic relationships. That's the parties, two parties promise that they are going to be sticking together no matter what. So this is 山盟海誓. They have to make it, attach it, related to something bigger than that, right? So because 山盟海誓, if it's like just a verbal, promise of this, it's hard to, words, you say it disappear. Even if in written documents, when sceneries change, when context change, when life things, events change, what you used to say, what you used to express, what you used to feel may change, right? So that's why I guess, people in the deep of feel committed, loving relationship, that they feel the need to externalize that kind of contract by having this love locking into some public structure, mostly in the mountains or by the sea, right? So it kind of in the natural environment that's much grand than your own life. And then you have your clock over there to say, okay, you lock each other's heart and stick together no matter what. So this is 山盟海誓. I don't know, like in our 2021, the digital world time, like if people even go out to the mountains and see, or even go that far to make a commitment to anything, like not just relationship, like anything, to be committed and to swear, in Chinese, right? Not in front of God, but in front of this eternal object in relevance to human life, the mountains and the sea. I don't know if people still do that, but I think it's a beautiful thing. And this is a beautiful expression to capture that kind of promise-making process. All right, hope you enjoyed today's show, and see you another day. Bye.